For a couple years, but I mostly grew up in Southern California. In college, I studied psychology because I just wanted to help people. But then psychology, you have to do more schooling afterwards. So I was like, I'm done with school, and I just wanted to teach because teaching has always been something that I've always been interested in. But I had a year off, and I fell in love with acting, and one thing led to another, and here I am. I tell the story all the time, and he probably hates it, but I saw Aaron Yu in Disturbia when I was in college, and I remember seeing it and saying, hey, if that guy can do it, maybe I can do it too. And so it's because of that kind of propelled me and kind of motivated me to pursue it. And I thank Aaron every time I see him. I thanked him last night, but he probably hates it, but I have to do it because he's kind of been my inspiration throughout this whole thing. You know, I'm really lucky to have very supportive parents. I mean, they really supported me from day one. I remember getting a birthday card from my parents when I first started acting, and they wrote it in Korean. They said something like, you know, success doesn't come overnight. Just be patient and work hard, and whatever comes will come. And I still have it just because it meant so much to me that I was kind of pursuing my journey literally on my own, and I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to act, you know? And for them to say that they had my back and that they supported me meant a lot. So I'm really blessed, you know? They've been supportive, and they continue to support me. So yeah, kudos to thank you, Mom and Dad. So when I first got involved with Maze Runner, it just started off as a regular audition, and luckily I knew the casting director from before, and she brought me back several times until I eventually booked the part. And I remember reading the script for the first time and thinking, I have to do this. I have to do this role. There's no other role out there for me, and I was just very, very fortunate and lucky to land that role. And I tried my best to kind of bring the alpha male, dominant, strong kind of characteristics to that role, and I'm just very lucky because the author of the book, James Dashner, he has a niece whose husband is Korean, and his name is Minho. So that's why he put that character in the book. And so thank you to that guy, and that's why we need Asians everywhere, because you never know, like, when an author's gonna get inspiration from a regular dude that marries his niece, you know? That's literally how this role came about. And so I thank that guy every day when I wake up, and I'm just really blessed to be a part of that, and to kind of showcase that Asian actors can be masculine and can run really fast and can be strong, you know? How much farther do we have to go to be accepted in this industry? I feel like we've already been accepted. It's just now we're in, and now we have to push as hard as we can to have an Asian lead actor or actress in a movie, headline a movie, or headline a show. And I'm doing my best to push myself as an actor and push myself as an Asian American actor to get myself out there and represent the community in a positive way. But also as an artist, you can't only do things that are good for your community. You have to do things for the sake of the art too. And so that's kind of a fine line I have to walk as an Asian American actor. So my name, I'm Ki Hong Lee, and obviously that's a very Korean name. I definitely thought about changing it. I think Uzo Aduba had an interview with Seth Meyers one time, and I think she said it best. She actually tells a story about how she goes to her mom and says, "Mom, can I change my name because no one can pronounce my name correctly?" And she goes, "Well, if they can learn how to say Dostoevsky and Tchaikovsky and all those names, they can learn how to say your name." And that resonated with me, and I was like, "That's right, man. You don't have to change your name for anybody. You know, you can just be yourself, and make them learn your name. You know, if you're good enough, and if you're talented enough, and you've been around for a while, they will learn your name. You think Yasiel Puig is easy to pronounce, but people learn his name because he's so good and he's so popular, right? And like, I think that if anything, I try to use it as motivation to work harder. I mean, it's changing, obviously, and it's changing very slowly. And the only way to change it faster or to kind of launch a new wave of how people see Asians is to create our own content, to create our own stories, and make opportunities for ourselves as actors and as entertainers. I think honestly that's the only way. And it's hard, it's not easy, but don't give up and just keep trying. I think that's the only way to change anything, is to just take it and change it yourself. I'm doing my best to push myself as an actor and push myself as an Asian American actor to get myself out there and represent the community in a positive way.
Don't be afraid to fail, because failures add character and color, and it's those imperfections and flaws and mistakes that you make along the way that add to a great story.
We just wanted to bring good food to good people. If you love what you're doing, go do it, because if we can do it, like, so can you.
Asian Americans, I'd say, are known as trendsetters on YouTube because there's no barrier to entry.
You just need to find who you are inside and go forward with it and just show the world what you have.
In terms of Asian representation, it's an important issue, and the more there's a dialogue about it, I think the more progress that can happen.
To ask these questions is really important, but what are the answers, and what are you going to do with the answers to these questions that are the most important thing?
I think that's the only way to change anything, is to just take it and change it yourself.